So in this podcast, I interviewed Dr. Amy B Killen, and she's a leading world-respected authority with sexual health and longevity. She knows all about our friend testosterone, and it's not just for the men, it's also for the ladies, as you'll soon find out. But, when we don't have it up at high optimal levels, we just don't feel alive. We lose our strength, our enthusiastic energy for life. But it has some pretty bad consequences when it's low too. Anxiety, heart disease. But let Dr. Amy speak to that, because I'm not the expert here. Dr. Amy is. So let's have a quick peek at this interview.
Yeah, and I read some similar papers, basically the last 100 years, especially the last 50 years, since about the 1980s. Our levels as a whole, population-wide for men, have gone down by about 1% per year compared to 1980. So we're looking at about 40% drop in testosterone population-wide just in the last 40 years.
So what impact is that going to have on a male's physiology? I mean, is it libido? Is it how lean they are, how alive they feel? What actually drives into that?
Yes, it's all those things.
Right,
It's also things that are even more important. We know that men who have lower testosterone levels, they tend to have higher mortality rates in general. So all-cause mortality is higher in men with the lowest quartile of testosterone levels. So we're going to see increases in things like cardiovascular disease. So heart attacks, strokes are going to go up generally if you have low testosterone, increased diabetes, increased obesity, increased problems with mood disorders, depression, insomnia, anxiety. All of that goes up as you have lower testosterone levels. And then certainly sexual dysfunction. So everything from low libido to low sperm counts and infertility are all associated with low testosterone. So it's not something that we should just brush off as being like, it's no big deal. Like, it's kind of a big deal. It actually means that our men are getting less and less healthy, and they're more and more likely to suffer from some kind of disease problem.
Yes.
Well, testosterone, like I said, it's important for men. It's also important for women, and we haven't really mentioned women, but
Right,
women also have
absolutely.
testosterone. Let's not forget the ladies.
Yeah.
Women's testosterone levels are about 10% lower than men. 10% of what men's are, but it does the same thing. So it's important for libido, for motivation, for burning fat and gaining muscle. And so it is important, and we also supplement women with testosterone if needed as they get older as well. So.
That was Dr. Amy. Testosterone is an extremely important hormone for both men and women because it exerts the same effect on our brain, but also on stronger muscles and stronger bones. But I also learned from Professor Sapolsky from Stanford that it also increases feelings of well-being. It increases feelings of confidence and optimism, but it also significantly lowers feelings of anxiety and fear. So what we're doing when we're ticking all these boxes, these hormonal boxes, we're creating this foundation of feeling a certain way. And for most people, as it was for me, when we're stress-based, we're continually turning left down Stress Street. So when you create this foundation of good energy, which is simply hormones, you've got that foundation to feel good, to feel confident, to want to take on the world. And because you've got your energy up, when your feet hit the floor in the morning, you operate on a completely different level. Instead of automatically turning down left street, turning down Stress Street, we're feeling better, we have energy, and we're turning down performance pathway or performance highway. So it's extremely important, this hormone, for both men and women, but so is dihydroepiandrosterone, DHEA, because it acts exactly the same way that testosterone does on your muscles. Testosterone makes your muscles bigger and stronger, but also your bones. Dihydroepiandrosterone acts that way for your brain, but in a very specific region of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is the human brain. So all success, all human achievement goes through this part of the brain. Now, the amygdala, the fear and aggression center, when cortisol is high, when inflammation is high, we get into that shitty, crappy mood and we're turning left down Stress Street. It's growing that part of the brain. But cortisol is corrosive on the prefrontal cortex. So there's another study on screen showing that. So it's growing that part of the brain, the amygdala, and atrophying the prefrontal cortex. Now, again, this is where all human success goes through. So dihydroepiandrosterone exerts its strength on the prefrontal cortex. So you can see that there's a big juxtaposition between these two hormones. So this is why we have to get our hormones on point, and this is not difficult to do. In another study you'll see on screen there, it predicts academic success, but also superior military performance, dihydroepiandrosterone, because it's exerting its power on your brain, the human brain, the prefrontal cortex, where all success goes through. So this video should be an eye-opener for you that, hormones create that foundation, right? And when we're stress-based, we're turning left down stress street. We want to create the foundation of good emotional energy, good karma. So we're pulling down on the lever of the law of attraction, and we're turning right down performance highway. So this is where the rubber meets the road. This is phase 1 of the Mark-I method. And it's time to take your power back.